Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses in New York, or if you're doing it, how to grow your business. So I was talking about buying occupied properties during this current eviction moratorium, and I got a great question actually. The question is, how much of a discount do you take if you're going to buy an occupied property? So I usually, if someone has to sell me an occupied property, I'll usually give them two prices. I'll give them price X if it's vacant, and then I'll give them less if it's occupied. Now, sometimes the whole reason they're selling it is because it's occupied, so we don't even want to get into it. But how much? So it's not an easy thing to answer. The question is, have I seen the inside? If I haven't, I have to give a bigger cushion because it could be in horrible condition. Question is there an eviction moratorium going on with an unknown deadline, and how many months am I going to have to hold it? I also would love to go speak to the tenant and see if they're open to at least a dialogue talking about whether they'll accept money to leave, right? Or whether they just won't even engage. By the way, in my experience, half the people that I have bought in occupied properties will not even engage. Even though you're offering them money to leave, they just don't want the status quo to change. So there's no easy answer. If it seems like is there a lease, right? A lease, you can't evict somebody if they're under lease. So most people are month to month anyway, where they let their lease expire. So it's not an easy thing to answer. But let's say it's a month to month tenant. I have to figure out, I'm going to basically do the math and how many months additional am I going to have to hold it? And worst case scenario, if I have to evict them, how much is it going to cost? And I'm going to give myself a cushion of, let's say, I don't know. So sometimes I figure that out and it's $10,000. So then I'll give a $15,000 less, a lower price. That's an example, but it really depends on every situation and what's going on with the tenant, right? Is the tenant paying rent? Is the tenant not paying rent? Is the tenant open to dialogue? Is he not open to dialogue? It's just a question of how long you're going to sit with it, and that's the kind of discount you have to take. I'm sorry if that wasn't a great answer, but that's the truth. Every single situation is different. So if you like these videos, please click like. If you want information how I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Thank you very, very much for watching. I just arrived in Los Angeles because my first grandchild was just born. So thank you very much. And comments with questions or any topics you want me to cover, and I will get them. This was a comment that came in yesterday. Thank you very much.